Hello and welcome back to Foos Entertainment for our next review. Finally pretty much caught up now. Now it'll be for my review of 1997's Alien Resurrection, which is a part of this Alien Anthology box set in regular Blu-ray. First, let me say that I did not hate this movie by any regard. It's actually a fun movie. I also would call it a very good, I had a hard day at work and you need to chill down and relax movie. Lots of very good visual effects, so on. But when compared to all the previous timeline taken place continuity Alien movies, which of course is Prometheus, Alien Covenant, Aliens, and Alien 3, so the 5 films that take place before it, it definitely is the missing link in a lot of ways. It's the one out of the 6 that is probably the least appetizing of the films. With that said, that does not mean it's a bad movie. It's a great film. Now there's 2 cuts of the film. Both cuts have exactly the same sound technology on it. You have the theatrical cut for 97, and you have the 2003 special edition. Now the French director who directed the film claims that all this different in the special edition is the alternate beginning credit sequence. He is wrong. It's not just the opening credit sequence of the film that's different. There are actually about 4 minutes of additional footage added back into the film. Now, after watching the special edition, you can definitely see why those 4 minutes were cut out, and they had a completely different, opening credit sequence. It kind of drives the film faster. The 4 minutes put back in the film kind of drags the film out a bit. And interesting enough, there is a little bit of a pushing to one side of the audio playback of the film in the special edition versus the theatrical cut of the film. Now, this is more evident in the previously owned DVD Alien Anthology box set I had before having this Blu-ray box set, which was years and years and years and years ago. In fact, almost a decade and a half ago. But yeah, Blu-ray set's better, but you still have that sense of there's not enough equilibrium between the left and right surround mixes in the special edition as there is in the theatrical cut, which is very weird. Now, with that said, my preferred version of the movie is the special edition. Now, the plot of the film. Well, again, now, interesting enough, I did not notice this, but it doesn't really say much, but in the book slides of the box set in here, it does kind of tell you about the films a little bit, but it's better just telling you what the plot is from the nougat up here. Alright, taking place approximately 200 to 210 years after the events of Alien 3. Ellen Ripley is long dead, but it does not stop the powers to be from basically taking DNA from the area and DNA from what remains of her and making a clone. In fact, in this case, 8 clones, with 7 of them being failed experiments, with the 8th one being the perfect clone. So they can go ahead and remove the xenomorph, the alien, from her fetus. And basically, that's how they grow the aliens in this film. Because the one that Ripley was originally impregnated with, due to being, infested by the eggs with the, face suckers and all that stuff that we know about. It turns out to be a queen. And the queen lays the eggs, and they literally have this pirate ship full of pretty much all our main characters. Which is a pirate ship that has cargo that they're selling for money on this military big ship in which the film takes place on. In the cargo, of course, is people. They're in cryosleep. And of course, they create the situation where we have literally 12 aliens all around the place. Because they literally infected and incubated with all 12 of these innocent people who were in cryosleep that wakes up to their demise. And ultimately lead to great beyond, because obviously we all know what happens when those eggs get inside of your body and you start getting impregnated with one of these xenomorphs. Once they burst out of your rib cage, you die. So, yep, not something you want to be a part of. And Ripley, of course, escapes, finding out who she is, and she helps these pirates hunt down and basically take out these aliens. And there's even a crazy little thing going on where Ripley's clone basically gets captured by these xenomorphs. And then we have something that is just way out there. And there's actually a friend at work that I think said it quite well about Alien Resurrection. This film is so far out there and so victorious that just about every aspect of the film is very, very unquestionable. Like, for example, just the concept of basically if Ripley, or what we call number 8, which is Dave clone, of this cloning process, is a clone, and that means that the queen alien that is inside of the clone's body is also a clone. So what you have is clones of the xenomorphs in this film. And then it gets even more bonkers when the clone gets kidnapped, and somehow the clone and the queen have intercourse somehow that we don't really know about on screen, and it gives birth to a half human, half xenomorph. It just gets way out there with this complicated, very weird stuff. And that's what makes this film, inferior to the previous films. But the action is awesome. The terrifying and horrific imagery and thrills and beyond edge of your seat is great as well. But you just can't get over these very, very weird, very out there themes of the film. That kind of takes you out of the film. I mean, like, literally, at the end of the film, you have this xenomorph that's literally half human and half xenomorph, and it's like human flesh colored and stuff like that. And of course, obviously, thinks of Ripley, or Ripley's clone. We'll just refer to Ripley's clone is mom, stuff like that, and yeah. And of course, there's now an Earth that's all desecrated and shit like that at the very end of the film that they eventually go to. Now, as for the quality of the movie, because it's a much newer film, the THX certified Blu-ray is definitely very good. This one has more color in it. It's not so cold temperatured like Alien 3 are. This one is more warmer, and it has more vibrant colors in it. It's probably because it's a newer movie. It doesn't depend so much on a high-resolution makeover, because this film was, made in 97. You had high resolution at the time. Now, did you have high definition at the time? No, but you did have high resolution in THX, resolution movies depend more on high resolution than they do high definition. So there you go. As for the audio quality, like I said, I definitely already talked about it. It's a good solid 5.1 DTS HDMA sound presentation, but it does, on the special edition of the film, it does kind of push to one side than the other side. Both sides of the surround fields are going on, but if one side's just a little bit better than the other side, it can be a little bit distracting and take you out of the experience of the movie. And that's certainly the case with this one. Now, what's fascinating is that's not really the case with the theatrical cut, which is what makes it so weird with this release. This is why I would love to have a 4K release of Aliens, Alien 3, and Alien Resurrection, because I think it would fix these little problems we have with the audio in the video. And that's basically all there is to say about Alien Resurrection. Do not let any bad thing I said about this film divert you from watching it, because I still enjoy this movie. In fact, it's actually one of my go-to Alien films. But even you compare it to the other 5 Alien movies, you know, the 2 prequels as well as the direct anthology, is the most inferior one of them, in my opinion. But with that said, I would still check it out, and I'll see you guys on the next one.